Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 31. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Gopi adade twai pratagasi damatavad yate dashashru kalilanjana sambramaksham vaktrang niniya bhaya bhavanaya stitasya sa mang vimohayati bhir api yad bibheti. Queen Kunti prayed, "My dear Krishna, Yashoda took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense, and your perturbed eyes overflooded with tears, which washed the mascara from your eyes. And you became afraid, although fear personified is afraid of you. This sight is bewildering to me." Guru Mukha Padma Vakya. Here is yet another explanation of bewilderment created by the Lila or pastimes of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord Krishna is the supreme in all circumstances. Here is a specific example of Krishna's being the supreme and at the same time a plaything in the presence of his pure devotee. The Lord's pure devotee renders service unto Krishna out of unalloyed love only, and while discharging such devotional service, the pure devotee forgets the position of the Supreme Lord. Krishna also accepts the loving service of his devotees more relishably when that service is rendered spontaneously out of pure affection, without anything of reverential admiration. Generally, Krishna is worshipped by the devotees in a reverential attitude, but Krishna is meticulously pleased when the devotee, out of pure affection and love, considers Krishna to be less important than oneself. Krishna's pastimes in the original abode of Goloka Vrindavan are exchanged in that spirit. The friends of Krishna consider him one of them. They do not consider Krishna to be of reverential importance. The parents of Krishna, who are all pure devotees also, consider Krishna only a child. The Lord accepts the chastisements of his parents more cheerfully than the prayers of the Vedic hymns. And similarly, Krishna accepts the reproaches of his fiancés more palatably than the Vedic hymns. When Lord Krishna was present in this material world to manifest his eternal pastimes of the transcendental realm of Goloka Vrindavan, as an attraction for the people in general, Krishna displayed a unique picture of subordination before his foster mother, Yashoda. The Lord, in his naturally childish, playful activities, sometimes used to spoil the stock butter of his mother by breaking the pots and distributing the contents to his friends and playmates, including the celebrated monkeys of Vrindavan, who took advantage of Krishna's munificence. Mother Yashoda saw this, and out of her pure love, she wanted to make a show of punishment for her transcendental child. Yashoda took up a rope and threatened the Lord that she would tie him up, as is generally done in the ordinary household. And seeing the rope in the hands of his mother, Krishna bowed down his head and began to weep just like an ordinary child, and tears rolled down his cheeks, washing off the black ointment smeared about his beautiful eyes. In the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we learned that Krishna is feared by fear personified. And yet, Krishna is afraid of his mother, who wanted to punish him just in an ordinary manner. Kunti was conscious of the exalted position of Krishna, whereas Yashoda was not. Therefore, Yashoda's position was more exalted than Kunti's. Mother Yashoda got the Lord as her child, and the Lord made Yashoda forget altogether that her child was God himself. For if Mother Yashoda had been conscious of the exalted position of Krishna, she certainly would have hesitated to punish Krishna. But Yashoda was made to forget this situation because Krishna wanted to make a complete gesture of childishness before the affectionate Yashoda. This exchange of love between mother and son was performed in a natural way, and so Kunti, remembering the scene, was bewildered, and she could do nothing but praise the transcendental filial parental love. And so, indirectly, Mother Yashoda is praised for her unique position of love, for she could control even the all-powerful Lord as her own beloved child. While Mother Yashoda was allowing Krishna to drink her breast milk, she was forced to stop because she saw the milk pan boiling over on the oven. Because the maidservants were engaged in other business, Yashoda stopped allowing Krishna to drink from her breast and immediately attended to the overflowing milk pan. However, Krishna became very angry because of his mother's behavior and devised a means of breaking the pots of yogurt. And because Krishna created this disturbance, Mother Yashoda decided to bind him. So, 5,000 years ago on Diwali Day, since the maidservants were engaged in other work, Mother Yashoda was churning the yogurt into butter herself. And in the meantime, Krishna came and requested Yashoda to allow him to suck her breast milk. Now, of course, Yashoda immediately allowed Krishna to do so. But then Yashoda saw that the hot milk on the oven was boiling over. And therefore, Yashoda immediately stopped allowing Krishna to drink the milk of her breast and went to stop the milk on the oven from overflowing. Krishna, however, having been interrupted in his business of drinking the milk from his mother's breast, became very angry. So Krishna took a piece of stone, broke the churning pot, and then entered a room where he began to eat the freshly churned butter. After attending to the overflowing milk, when Mother Yashoda returned and saw the broken pot, Yashoda could understand that this must have been the work of Krishna, and therefore Yashoda went to search for him. When Yashoda entered the room, she saw Krishna standing on the ulukala, the wooden grinding mortar for grinding spices. Having turned the mortar upside down, Krishna was stealing butter which was hanging from a swing and was distributing the butter to the monkeys. But as soon as Krishna saw that his mother had come, immediately Krishna began to run away, and Mother Yashoda began following him. After going some distance, Yashoda was able to catch Krishna, who, because of his offense, was crying. Mother Yashoda then threatened to punish Krishna if he acted that way again, and she decided to bind Krishna with rope. Unfortunately, when the time came to knot the rope with which she wanted to bind Krishna was short by a distance equal to the width of 2 fingers. And when Yashoda made the rope longer by adding another rope, she again saw that it was short by 2 fingers. Again and again and again she tried, and again, Yashoda found the rope too short by 2 fingers. Thus she became tired. Upon seeing his affectionate mother so tired, Krishna allowed himself to be tied up. Now, being compassionate, Krishna did not show Yashoda his unlimited potency as Ananta. After Mother Yashoda bound Krishna and became engaged in other household affairs, Krishna observed in the courtyard 2 Yamala Arjuna trees, which were actually Nala Kuvera and Manigriva, 2 sons of Kuvera who had been condemned by Narada Muni to become trees. And by his mercy, Krishna now began to proceed toward the trees in order to fulfill the desire of Narada. These 2 human sons of Kuvera were great devotees of Lord Shiva, but because of material opulence, Nalakuvara and Manigriva became so extravagant and senseless that one day they were enjoying with naked girls in a lake and shamelessly walking here and there. Suddenly, Narada Muni passed by, but because they were so maddened by their wealth and false prestige, that even though they saw Narada Muni present, Nalakuvara and Manigriva remained naked and were not even ashamed. In other words, because of opulence and false prestige, Nalakuvara and Manigriva lost their sense of common decency. Now, of course, it is the nature of the material qualities that when one becomes very much opulent in terms of wealth and a prestigious position, one loses the sense of etiquette and does not care about anyone, even a sage like Narada Muni. According to Bhagavad Gita, Ahankara Vimudhatma, for such bewildered persons who particularly deride devotees, the proper punishment is to be once again stricken with poverty. According to Shukadeva Goswami in the 6th canto, Tapasa Brahmacharyena Shamena Cha Damena Cha, by the practice of Yama, Niyama, and so on, one learns to control the false sense of prestige. It is said that a poor man can be convinced very easily that the prestige of an opulent position in this material world is but temporary, but a rich man cannot. And so, therefore, Narada Muni set an example by cursing these 2 sons of Kuvera, Nalakuvara and Manigriva, to become dull and unconscious like trees. This was a most fit punishment. Narada also knew that because Krishna is always merciful, even though the 2 sons of Kuvera were punished, they would be fortunate enough to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. Therefore, punishment given by Vaishnavas is not at all punishment. Rather, it is another kind of mercy. By the curse of Devarishi Narada, Nalakuvara and Manigriva thus became twin Arjuna trees and remained in the courtyard of Nanda and Yashoda, waiting for the opportunity to see Krishna directly. And by the desire of his devotee Narada, Lord Krishna uprooted these Yamala Arjuna trees. When Nalakuvara and Manigriva were thus delivered by Krishna, after 100 years of the Devas, or 36,000 human years, their old consciousness revived, and they were able to offer Krishna prayers suitable to be offered by demigods. Having thus gotten the opportunity to see Krishna face to face, Nalakuvara and Manigriva could understand how merciful Narada Muni was towards them, and they therefore expressed their indebtedness to him and thanked him. Then, after circumambulating Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Nalakuvara and Manigriva departed for their respective abodes. Namamishwarang Sachid Ananda Rupang Lasat Kundalang Gokule Rajamanam Yashoda Diolu Kalad Davamanam Paramrishtam Atyantato Nritya Gopya Radantang Mahurnitra Yugmam Rijantang Karamhoja Yugmena Satanka Nitram Muhushwasakampa Trirekanka Kantha Stitagraivang Damodarang Bhakti Badham Itidrik Swalilavir Ananda Kunde Swagoshang Nimajantam Akya Ayantam Tadieshita Yeshu Hoktair Jitatvam Punak Prematastam Shatavriti Bande Varang Deva Mokshana Mokshavad Himba Nachanyam Vrinehang Vareshada Hiha Idang Teva Purnata Gopala Balang Sadame Manasyavi Rastam Himanyai Idangte Mukambojam Atyanta Nilair Vritang Kuntalai Snigdha Raktaisha Gopya Muhushchumbitang Bimba Rakta Dharang Me Manasya Virastam Alam Laksha Labhai Namo Deva Damodara-Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabhodhuka Jalapi Magnam Kripa Dristi Vristyati Dinang Batanu Grihanesha Mamagyam Yakshi Drishyaha Kuberatmajao Badha Murtyaiva Yadvat Twaya mochitao bhakti bhajao pritao cha. Tatha prema bhakting swakang me prayachcha. Namokshe graho mesti damodareha. Namaste studamne spuradipti damne. Twadiyod rayata vishvasya damne. Namo radikayai tvadiya priyayai. Namo nantalilaya devaya tabhyam. Namami Shwadam Satchid Ananda Rupam. Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam. Yashoda Diolukalad Dhavamanam. Paramristam Atyantato Drutya Gopya. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe. Jaya Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hari Harayi Namaha. Hari Harayi Namaha. Hari Harayi Namaha. I bow down to the Supreme Controller, whose form is composed of eternity, knowledge, and bliss, whose earrings play and swing, and who is splendorously manifest in Gokula. But Krishna is in fear of his mother, and so he gets down from the wooden rice-grinding mortar and runs away. However, Sri Yashoda, very much quickly chasing after him, finally captures him from behind. Now, crying again and again with very fearful eyes, and rubbing those two eyes with his two lotus-like hands again and again, Krishna is quickly breathing, sighing, and also trembling, while the pearl necklaces and other ornaments which are situated on his neck also slightly move. and that neck is marked with 3 lines just like that of a conch shell. And so I offer humble obeisances unto Lord Damodara, who has a rope tied around his belly. But actually, Krishna is bound only by pure loving devotion, thus displaying his childhood pastimes, such as this Damodara-lila and many others. In this way, Krishna immerses his own family and all the other residents of Gokula in a pool of bliss. But to those desirous of knowing his majesty and opulence, Damodar makes it known this unique quality of his being conquered only by loving devotees who are devoid of such Aishvarya Gyan. And so, again with love and devotion, hundreds and hundreds of times I praise Lord Damodar. O Lord, I do not pray for the boon of moksha, either as impersonal liberation, or even the highest pinnacle of liberation, entering the realm of Sri Vaikuntha Loka, where there is no anxiety. And nor do I want anything else from you. Yes, my Lord, I know you can bestow any boon, but may this divine bodily form of yours, as Bala Gopal, a young cowherder boy here in Vrindavan, may that ever be manifest in my heart. For what is the use of other things? O Lord, your lotus-like face, surrounded by curling locks of hair, which are very dark blue, soft and glossy, and also tinted reddish, is kissed again and again by your mother. Your lips are as cherry red as is the bimba fruit. And so in my heart, may all of this be manifest, because there is no need for me to request the attainment of millions of other boons, which I find to be simply useless. Be pleased, Deva, O Divine Lord. Be pleased, Damodar, whose belly is tied with a rope. Be pleased, Ananta, O limitless Lord. Be pleased, Vishnu, O all-pervading Lord. Be pleased, Prabhu, my Master. I bow down to you. But alas, I find myself immersed in a network of miseries while in this material ocean of repeated birth and death. So please accept me and rain down your merciful glance upon this very fallen and ignorant fool. O supremely independent Lord, please become perceptible to my eyes. Now, the 2 sons of Kuvera, Nalakuvara and Manigriva, were delivered by you, whose divine form was bound with ropes to the wooden grinding mortar. Since they were cursed by Narada, your devotee, they had to take birth as twin Arjuna trees, but they were liberated by you, and you made them the recipients of devotional service. O Lord Damodar, please give unto me your own loving devotion, for I do not have any enthusiasm for liberation. Finally, obeisances unto you. Obeisances unto the rope tied around your waist. Obeisances unto your splendorously effulgent abode. Obeisances unto your splendorous belly, which is actually the shelter of the entire universe. Obeisances unto your most beloved Sri Radhika, Obeisances unto your limitless sportive pastimes. Obeisances unto your transcendental nature. Obeisances unto you.